Hello, happy Wednesday, and thank you for tuning in to another episode of our PAC Politics Podcast. Our podcast is brought to you by our organization, our United Resource PAC. Guys, we are a tax-exempt political organization, and I am your host, Brittany McDowell. And again, thank you so much for tuning in to our Wednesday episode. Now, just a reminder, guys, this is our final episode for the week. I know we typically have episodes on Friday. Our schedule is Monday, Wednesday, Friday, but we are off this Friday. So this is the last time you'll hear from me this week. So speaking of hearing from me, what am I going to be rambling about? What am I going to be talking about today? I want to talk about Social Security. I promise you, I know I say it all the time, but I promise you this is not going to be a long episode. Trust me. But this episode, very briefly, is going to be about Social Security. And I know you're probably like, well, Brittany, I thought our United Resource PAC focuses on COVID-19 economic stimulus and relief. We absolutely do. And that, my friends, is our sole purpose. But I pose the question to you, is this an optimal time for us as Americans to really look at expanding Social Security benefits while we're dealing with COVID-19? Does it make sense? Is it something we should be doing? We're going to talk about that again very briefly during this episode. So let's go ahead. Let's dive in. I won't take any more of your time because this is probably going to be one of our quickest episodes ever. So is this an optimal time? Let's jump right in. This is actually going to be a one segment. Typically we end up having stories that we talk about or news that we talk about, and it has like Monday's show had 7 different segments for one news story. But again, I promise you this is going to be brief. So I want to just jump right in and answer the question that was posed earlier, the question of if this is an optimal time for us as Americans to be saying, hey, let's increase those Social Security benefits. And the answer to that, my friends, is yes, we absolutely should be at this time looking to take action on Social Security. And it's not just because, we want to give people money. That's obviously something that we want to do. We definitely want to increase those benefits to Social Security recipients, but it's actually an optimal time because we've had a bill that was proposed way back when, and it's a piece of legislation that called the Social Security Expansion Act, And essentially, it's a bill that would enhance the benefits for Social Security, but it would do so while at the same time ensuring the long-term solvency of the actual program. Something that most people kind of feel like, well, you really can't do the two. You can't increase benefits and increase the solvency long-term, ensure it, because this thing is seriously being depleted. This bill actually seeks to do that. And this is the perfect time, not just because the bill is, tabled, quite frankly, waiting for some sort of action, and it's been waiting for action, but it's the perfect time because we're dealing with COVID-19. And as I said, we want to give people money. And one of the other things, or one of the main things, rather, that this piece of legislation does is it provides cost of living increases, something that would be, quite frankly, quite needed for Social Security beneficiaries at this point. Everybody at this point is, when you look at the tale of two economies that we have going on, right? You have people who, for them, the recovery has been smooth. It's, they're pretty much almost back to normal. But then you have another segment of people who, for them, that is not the case. And most often, Social Security beneficiaries are going to fall into this second group. And these are your people who really, 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 like their lives depend on getting another stimulus check. Not to say other people don't need it, because our economy as a whole, quite frankly, needs more stimulus. But this group of people really needs help. And this help that they can get through the Social Security Expansion Act is help that would not just be temporary. It's not help that would only help during the time of COVID-19. COVID-19 is quite frankly the perfect time to enact this, so that way they can have long-term benefit from this piece of legislation. So that is why I answer the question, yes, this is the perfect time. We have the motive, we have the infrastructure as far as the bill is concerned. We would very much have the support of the people, right? Again, the main argument for the longest time against expanding those benefits has been, well, look at the long-term solvency of the program. With this bill, you do not have that problem. So here's the thing, though. As much as I would love to say and do say that we do need to see the Social Security Expansion Act move forward, we all know it's not happening in the current Congress. So at best, what we can hope for with this legislation is that it is essentially, redrafted in the next Congress. Hopefully, a Congress that has the House and the Senate, both controlled by Democrats, as well as a Democrat president, not because we are a Democrat organization, but just because, especially on the issue of stimulus, that is going to be the political combination that gets people what they need and what they want. You actually had, just kind of on a tangent, on the side note, you did have economists recently look at Joe Biden's tax plan, his proposals, and they actually stated that we actually would do better economically. The recovery would do better and go smoother under his tax plan. Economists said that. But anyways, so getting back to Social Security and staying here and wrapping this up, we want to see this because we need it. And it's not just something, although we advocate for COVID-19 economic stimulus and relief as an organization, this is something that goes beyond our dealing with COVID-19. It would most certainly help these folks after COVID is eradicated, or at the very least put under control, which we're all hoping for, right? But it also would, in this moment, give us stimulus that is, again, very much needed with the economy. I mean, everybody sees that stimulus is 1,000,000% needed. So answer to the question is yes, now's the time, let's do it. But I understand, and you should understand, this is getting it done. If it does happen, is not going to happen in this current Congress. So I'm just mentioning it. This is why I'm not really going too in depth, because we all know it's not going to happen. We can't agree on anything right now. Are you on Facebook? We're on Facebook. Check out our Facebook page in the description box of this episode. We have our blog posts, we share our latest episodes, we share relevant information related to COVID-19 economic stimulus and relief. Again, we do it all on our Facebook page. Check it out in the description box of this episode. See you there. Hey, this is Brittany. Just wanted to shoot you a quick reminder. Look in the description box of this episode and you can find a link to our website. On our website, you can find our latest blog posts. You can find our contact information. You even want to make a contribution, you can go over there and do that as well. You can find out the policies we are looking at and targeting as an organization. You know, I say all the time that we are a tax-exempt political organization. If you want to know more about that, again,
go on over to our website, our-pack.com, where you can find out everything you want to know. You can do everything you want to do. We will gladly welcome you on our website with open arms. Again, check out our website in the description box below.
See, I told you this was not going to be a long episode. And you should thank me, because when you look at the most recent batch of episodes that we've put out, they've been like an hour. I think the one on Monday was an hour, 30 minutes. And yeah. But anywho, thank you so much for tuning in to this Wednesday episode of our Pack Politics podcast. Guys, now is the time, even though I understand we're not going to actually take action on Social Security with expanding those benefits right now, now is definitely the time to at least think about it and prepare ourselves to potentially have that done in the next Congress, something that even then can help our economy and help these folks, our Social Security beneficiaries, going forward. It's about time for an increase in those benefits. So think about it and kind of keep your eyes and ears open. You're not going to hear a lot about this right now, but hopefully we can hear about it again come the next Congress. So again, guys, thank you so much for tuning into our Wednesday episode. And I'll mention it one more time. This is our final episode for this week. We are off on Friday. I know you're going to miss me, but hey, guess what? Next week, we will be back to our regular schedule. So you'll get me Monday, Wednesday, and Friday of next week. So look forward to that, because I am looking forward to it after last week's 1 episode and this week's 2 episodes. We're building up to back to the 3 per week, but we've just kind of gone through a period where we've had 2 weeks of working 3 days each week. So again, we'll be back to normal next week, and it will be quite a while before we have our next holiday. So you don't have to worry about that happening anytime soon. So enjoy your Wednesday, enjoy the rest of your week, enjoy your weekend, stay safe, and as I say, wear your hazmat suits. And if you don't have one, consider getting one, especially if we can get another stimulus check, right? Let that be your primary purchase if we get another stimulus check. Hazmat suit. Anywho, guys, enjoy your week, enjoy your Wednesday. Thank you so much for tuning in. You were listening to our Pack Politics podcast. My name is Brady McDowell, and I'll see you next week. Have a good one.